Warning, the views and opinions expressed in this video are not those of a health professional. Please make sure to consult your physician before beginning a new health regimen. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome biggity back, y'all. Hey, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kelsi, and I'm here for you guys every Sunday and Wednesday to talk about my VSG gastric sleep journey. It's my hope that through these videos, you're able to find the answer to questions you've been looking for, or it makes the path to choosing surgical weight loss that much easier. Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday. So we will be doing a new addition to my video lineup, and this one is called Tasty Thursday. It's my plan to come to you guys on Thursdays, maybe not every Thursday, but every other week, and get together and make some delicious recipes that I'm making in my home to fit my gastric or my post-op lifestyle. I am roughly 2.5 months out from surgery, so this actually fits my lifestyle really well now. So if any of you guys are there with me in time frame, you can probably eat the things that I am cooking now as well. I won't always be making full meals like I did in this video, but I'll be making snacks and quick little meals that I take for lunch. And also some really delectable sweet treats that I have that I've been kind of loving here lately. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for just spending your time with me. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you chose to come and see me cook some delicious food. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit that subscribe button. Become a member of my family. It really makes me happy, and it lets me know that you guys are loving the content. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the video, and I will see you guys in a minute. Bye! Hey you guys, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Today we are making a keto lasagna. I really love Italian food, and this was just calling my name. So we're gonna start by adding in some extra virgin olive oil to a hot pan. I have had this one heating up. And I'm going to add in my vegetables for sauteing. I do have some chopped white onion. They're just roughly chopped. They're not minced. They're not perfect. So I add that to the pot, and then I'm going to go in and add some sweet bell mini peppers. I love these things. I try to put them in almost everything that I cook. They're just roughly chopped as well. And I'm going to give those a quick stir into the pan to let the oil kind of marinate into those vegetables. I really love those. And so we're also going to add in some minced garlic. I buy the garlic that's already minced. I get a big thing from Sam's because ain't nobody got time to be sitting up trying to mince no garlic. I have a family. I have videos to record. I have house to clean. It works so much easier. But if you want to use fresh garlic, by all means do that. That's just what I prefer. It's just easy for me. So we're going to cook those vegetables until they become translucent and aromatic. You also want to make sure that you season them. I go in and I add a little bit of, salt. I be kind of generous with the salt in the beginning because vegetables, they tend to like soak it up. You're going to add in some black pepper and whatever seasoning of your choice you would like to add in. I love black pepper in almost everything. That's just me. And I just really like to make sure I get those vegetables good and seasoned. So I also like to add in this Kinder's Italian chop seasoning. Y'all, if you have a Sam's where you are, please get these. I love these. So we're going to go ahead and let those saute some more. And as I said, we're going to cook them until they're good and translucent. Look at that. They look good. They're ready to go. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to add in our ground meat, and that's just a lean ground beef that I use, and you're going to give it a good chop. I think the percentages I use are the 93-7 because it has less fat. So give that a good chop up. We want those chunks of meat to be pretty small because we're making a lasagna and you don't want the meat sauce to be big and chunky. So bringing you guys in for a closer look, we're browning the meat, mixing it in with those vegetables that we sauteed. Even with the olive oil that we added in at the beginning, it didn't do too much. It doesn't make it too oily. We are going to resalt the meat because you just want to make sure that everything is seasoned well. I'm going to do that with the spoon because I felt like my hands were wet. They probably were. So I'm going to go in and add some more salt, probably add some more seasoning. I think I do add some more seasoning. Yeah, here goes the onion powder. And the measurements, you guys, I'm an intuitive cooker. I've been cooking for years. I feel like that's about a tablespoon of onion powder. These measurements are so off. That's the Kinders, of course. I have like so many of these. I really need to show you guys. I love them on everything. It has such a good flavor. My second favorite one is the butter garlic or the buttery garlic. Oh my God, it's so good on everything. But anyways, you're going to go in and just saute that until it's good and brown. And look at the oil content in there. It's little to none. And that's with a fully cooked pan. So if you guys, have a little bit of extra money, make sure to invest in some higher percentage meat. So while that's sitting and it's done, we're going to go over to our ricotta cheese. I just have the Walmart brand. Y'all, I'm not bougie. I like to save money. I'm not out here balling out of control. So we have the ricotta cheese and we're going to put that in a bowl. So the thing about ricotta cheese, it is very bland. So you have to make sure that you season it. So I have some minced onion here that I'm going to just pour in the bowl, roughly about a tablespoon. And then I have some parsley flakes. Once again, great value. Like I said, it's just, it's just the truth of the deal. Then we're going to go in with some oregano. These are Badia. I get them from a local grocery store here called the Star Market. They're $1 a bag. I love them so much. And that's just a dried oregano. Some garlic powder, I think that's about a teaspoon. And then I'm going to go once again with some fresh cracked black pepper. And then I think I finished it off with some salt. And you want to be generous with the salt, not too much, but enough because like I said, ricotta is very, very, very bland. And you want to make sure that when you're cooking and you make this lasagna that you're not having big bland chunks of, the ricotta because it's just not going to be good. So you're going to continue to mix it up. You're going to mix it. 6 biscuits in a biscuit mixer. What do they say on TikTok? Biscuits in a biscuit mix. Oh my God. Mix biscuits in a biscuit mixer. Mix it. So yeah, you're going to get that really combined. Well, the main thing you do want to make sure that you do is that you're tasting your food. I always have to make sure that I get a little taste of my food. And I'm like, needs a little more salt. Look at all that ricotta over my hand. So I go in with my salt it just a little bit more. Give it a good stir again. And I think we are probably going to be getting to the point where it is good to go. But you're just going to mix it up really good and give it a final taste. Ta-da! Perfect. So back to our meat. This is a Rouse spaghetti sauce. It is keto friendly. The sugar content is very low. It's, keto friendly pasta sauce. And so when I'm making my meat mixture for my lasagna, I want to make sure that it's not too thin and that it's just thick enough. And I don't want it to be dry. So I have to kind of taste it, of course, and it needs a little more sauce. It's not wet enough. And I have these in these containers because I don't use a full container of Rouse anytime that I cook, especially like a pasta dish or a dish that it contains this. So I just put it in those containers and put it in the refrigerator. It just stores better. So this is some sugar alternative. This is a Splenda. It helps to cut the acidity in that tomato sauce. It doesn't make it sweet, but it definitely cuts that acidity because Rouse is very, very, very tomato-y. So that's the perfect consistency right there. It's not too thin. It tastes good. And you're going to let that sit for 15 minutes and let it simmer. So it simmered for about 15 minutes. Look at that. Look at that juicy goodness in that pot. It's the perfect consistency. And I'm going to show you guys. See, it doesn't run off of the spoon. It's perfect. So now we're going to go back over to our ricotta cheese and we're going to get ready to prep and build our lasagna. This is Genoa hard salami. I got it from the deli and I got about a pound cut. It was a little too much, but anyways. So these are these really cool pans I got. They come with these, disposable lids. Anyways, so you're going to go in with your Genoa salami, and just like you would lay your lasagna noodles, you're going to lay your salami down, and these are going to be your layers. Then you're going to go in with your meat mixture and you just pile it in there. I try not to put too much because you don't want like uneven layers. And I try to do about 3 to 4 layers, just depending on, you know, how much I have. But typically what this amount of food that I've made, it makes 2 pans. So then you're going to go in with your ricotta mixture and you're going to just mix that in into the meat that you put in. You got to mix it in and kind of, you know, I put too much in there. You're going to mix it up really good and spread it out and make sure that it's fully combined on that layer. That's really important to remember. Then you're going to go in with a layer of mozzarella cheese. I just have a bagged mozzarella cheese. I didn't buy or shred my own because, yeah, nobody has time for that. Then we're going to go in with our next layer of salami. And once again, you're just going to, you know, layer that in just like you would a noodle. And you don't have to use salami. You can use chicken, turkey, pepperoni. I've, you know, never done this before this way. You know, I know how to make lasagna, but not like this. So I'm really praying that this is going to be good. I don't know, but, you know. So you add in that ricotta, you give that a good mix, and you make sure that it's good and combined. But from the recipes I've seen, you can use, like I said, pepperoni, chicken, turkey. I don't know about roast beef. I feel like roast beef is too thin. But anyways, you go back in with that layer of cheese, and you just repeat this, I think, 1 more time is all I do. And it really looks like a lasagna. Like, I'm tripping. Like, when I was making this, I was like, wow, that's so cool. So I think this is my final layer. I scoop in a little more meat sauce, spread it out really good. Make sure to get it all the way to the edges. Go in with that ricotta cheese. And yeah, it's looking good, you guys. I think it would be good to add in like a smoked sausage as well. Y'all, there's so much you could do with this. You could even use vegetables if you are, you know, not fond of meat. Do with vegetables. So the top layer, I like to be really generous with the cheese. I'm going in with that cheese and I'm gonna make sure it's good and thick, and then I'm going to follow up and finish it off with some parsley. Just get that parsley on there real good. Shake it, 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 shake it. Golly, Kelsi, Jesus. And then I'm going to go back in with a little bit of Kinder's because, like I said, I use it on everything. So now that I've finished, I went ahead and did both of those pans. Only one is going to go in the oven because this is plenty for us 3. I think there's about 6 servings in one of these pans, and I'm just making sure the cheese is all the way to the edge. So I'm going to take that other pan that I made, and I'm just going to take that disposable lid I was talking about and pop it on there. And you guys, this will go in the freezer. It keeps great in the freezer from what I've seen. I don't know. But you know, I feel like it's like lasagna. You put it in the freezer if you make, you know, 2 pans, and you pull it out, you pop it in the oven, and you're ready to go. So I just write lasagna on there, and I believe, I don't know what the date was, so I put a question mark next to the date. Yeah, I never know what the date is. Whatever. Put it in the freezer. Then I'm going to top this with some aluminum foil, get it on there tight, and we are going to be ready to have dinner in no time. So then we are going to head over to our oven, and we already had our oven preheated for 400 degrees, and we are going to put this in for 35 minutes, and we'll see you in a minute. All right. We are done. Look at how that looks. Yes, it is delicious looking. Yes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Here's me taking a bite of my lasagna. Look at that. Look at how it looks on the plate, you guys. It looks so good. Take a bite. Enjoy. Fill it out. Chew it. Because you guys, you know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I have a little bit of just a romaine salad over there that I'm not going to eat all of. But it's so good. Do it. Make it. So that does conclude my video today, guys. If you do make this recipe, tag me in it on Instagram. Shoot me a picture through Messenger or even here on YouTube. Share that with me. Let me know that you made it and that you enjoyed it. My family enjoyed it. I didn't get their reactions because my husband hates to be on camera, especially when he's eating. I hope you guys Love this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's new, it's fresh, it's fun. I'm excited about this little series that I'm doing. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you on Sunday. Adios, amigos. Bye.